Okay, so now you have finished reading or listening to, reading, and annotating the article and saw this. Hopefully, you did not close out of that article. If you did, no problem. Just log back in and pull up the assignment, go back to the text so you can see your annotations, just like I have here, the annotations that we just went over. So let me go back here. So once you've read the article, made the annotations, you're going to go back into Canvas now and complete the assignment Nanny State Objective Summary. So we're back in our modules. Okay, you see today you just were on, or you're in that Pear Deck right now. You are going to click on our assignment for Nanny State Objective Summary. So looking at our instructions here, directions here, you're going to write an objective summary of 3 cheers for the Nanny State. Again, I have what an objective summary is, our page numbers. So the digital textbook is on page 61. The hard copy of the textbook, it starts on page 277. So when you finish writing your summary, you're going to annotate the text to test your understanding and to show me that you understand those parts of an objective summary. So when you're done typing it, you're going to highlight the title in light blue, underline the central main idea, highlight the key or most important pieces of information to support the main idea in yellow. Then you're going to underline the restated main idea at the end. Okay. Now remember, we went through on the Pear Deck those examples of what makes a good objective summary. Okay. So if we look back, and I'll go back into the Pear Deck here, back a few slides. So here is one from the Freedom of the Press. So you're going to circle, or you're actually going to highlight, but right here we have circled the Freedom of the Press, which was the title of that article. For you, you're going to highlight that in light blue. You're still going to underline the main idea. Okay, so when we think back to Freedom of the Press, we started it out in the article Freedom of the Press. So for you, you're going to start it out in the article 3 Cheers for the Nanny State. Okay, the author, what does the author do? Excuse me, went too far there. What does the author do? What is the main idea? What is their claim? Okay, for Freedom of the Press, again, the author argues for students' right for free speech in school newspaper. Okay, darn it, I keep hitting that button. For 3 Cheers for the Nanny State, what does the author believe? What is their claim? What is their argument? That's what you're going to put here. And then you're going to give me some specifics. What does the author specifically say? Okay, remember we're looking for the big picture items, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay, so for Freedom of the Press, it talked about the First Amendment, okay, but it also talked about the students suing the school for refusing to print some articles in the school newspaper. Then they went to the court. The court had their ruling, all right. And so then it gets down to restating. The author argues that the court shouldn't have. So again, the author argues for students' right to freedom of speech in school newspaper. Here, the author argues that the court shouldn't have, and that students should be able to publish and read materials that the school does not support or advocate. Okay, so again, you have your title in the article, The Nanny State, the author argues, and then we go from there. Okay, so back to our assignment in Canvas. I'm going to have to reload that to get the tool to open. So you'll need to click on that tool. It will open. Now remember, in yours, you'll have a blue submit button over here on the right. So when you're finished, you're going to click that blue submit button up here in the upper right-hand corner. Again, the same examples, but now I have the place for you to write. Okay, so again, you're focusing on the article, 3 Cheers for the Nanny State. Now, I would suggest that you split screen. So how you split screen, if you missed what I did there, I just pulled the tab, I clicked on the tab, I pulled it out. So now we just see that. Then I'm going up here in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to make it smaller, and now I'm going to adjust it so that it fits 1/2 of my screen. Okay, and I'm going to move it around a little bit, because I want my text to be on the other side. That's just going to make it much easier for me to pull that information straight from the text. So I had my Google Drive, my objective summary here. Now I'm going to click on the tab for my annotations for 3 Cheers for the Nanny State. I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to pull it out so that it's its own tab or own page. I'm going to minimize it. I'm going to slide it over so that it's just half of my screen. Okay. And yes, it'll make your text look a little goofy, but you'll be able to live with that. And then I'm going to go back down here to my Chrome circle, going to the Google Drive LTE, and now I've got it on both sides. So I can start typing. This is where I am beginning. Okay, and then I can go over here and find the text. All right, so that's one easy way for you to get the work done. Okay, so again, you're going to be doing an objective summary for for the Nanny State. Okay, so that's the assignment. Going back into our slides here. All right, so once you have read the article, you're going back and annotating it. Then you're going into Canvas, clicking on that assignment, and that's what you have to do for today. All right, so good luck. Email with questions, but make sure you've watched this video first. Okay, and have a great day, Wings.